Hey, superstars. So we are on module 3. Literally, we're going to be tapping into the subconscious mind, and we're going to be understanding a lot more when it comes on to the engine behind our reality and how we can use visualization to amplify manifestation through this process of tapping into the subconscious mind. So I hope you're well. I hope you've got your books and your pens or pencils, whatever you're making notes with. It could be your iPads or whatever it is. Make sure you've got that locked in because we're about to get into this whole aspect of visualization in manifestation, right? Tapping into your subconscious. So these are all that we're going to be covering on today's lesson. And I want to start off with what actually the subconscious mind is. So I think we've tapped into this a bit, but I want to fundamentally remind you that the subconscious mind works on autopilot. Right? It's the autopilot part of the brain. It's responsible for 95% of your daily thoughts, your reactions, your decisions. And it's a storage system for all your memories, your identity, your beliefs, and all those emotional patterns that you carry with you, even from childhood. Right? And this is really the system where you tap into for manifestation, for true manifestation. So I want you to understand that your subconscious doesn't give, you what you want. It gives you what you believe you are, right? So what do you believe about yourself right now? That's my question to you. Now, let's tap into what the conscious versus the subconscious actually is so that you can really understand. So the conscious mind is your logical thoughts that you've got, your willpower, your temporary focus, and your short-term memory. That's your conscious mind. Your subconscious is where the emotional factors come in. That's where the emotional behaviors come from. This is where the habit-based system is. And that is where you are pattern driven. And this is where you store your identity. And this is where behavior and all those lovely stuff that you do on a daily basis is triggered from your subconscious mind, right? Because habits, they lead to your behavior, and obviously that will give you the results. So I want you to start think. What has been happening? What has potentially been happening in your subconscious mind over the past 3 months? I'm not going to go too far back. Start thinking. What do you think has been happening in there based on your emotional state, the habits that you probably have right now, the patterns that have been driving you, and the identity that you hold for yourself, as well as just your regular behavior on a day-to-day, right? What has been happening there? And it's for you to reflect on that. So why the subconscious runs your reality? Number one, that's where your self-image comes from. Remember, self-concept is a core part of manifestation, and that takes place in your subconscious. Your emotional baseline is at this place. Emotions are triggered from the subconscious mind. Decision making, right? What you think you deserve, how you interpret the world. So your perspective, your perception, right? Whatever feels normal or possible, those are really what happens when it comes on to your subconscious running your reality, right? So you've got to feel like whatever it is that your heart desires is your normal and it's possible, right? Manifestation is simply subconscious alignment. So that's why we've got to tap into the subconscious. And we have to understand that a lot of our beliefs, that have been coming from our childhood days, they are a fundamental part of our behavior system. They're a fundamental part of our subconscious mind, right? So your subconscious forms between 0 and 7 when your brain is in the theta state, which is hypnosis, right? So you observe the family beliefs, money stories, worthiness patterns, emotional environments, and this is where your identity is formed, right? So many adults that have problems right now, they're because of the childhood that they're replaying over and over within their mind. So I want you to tap into the world of affirmations, right? We're going to be diving into affirmations, and we're going to be using affirmations to kind of reprogram the subconscious. But we have to know why affirmations don't work alone, right? Affirmations by themselves, they're not effective. Because if your subconscious does not agree, then affirmations fail. Affirmations fail because they feel untrue, they feel like it's not the norm, feel like it's impossible, and there is so much of an emotional mismatch between your subconscious mind and what's really happening. So the body doesn't believe what is being stated in the affirmation. So there's a disconnect, right? Your old identity is overriding the new reality that you want to put into perspective. And this is where we tap into the world of visualization, and I'll show you how visualization comes into play to help you with your affirmations. So affirmations with visualization. So visualization is not daydreaming. It's not. It's basically intentional mental rehearsal, intentional mental action that teaches your subconscious this is your new reality, right? When the subconscious believes something is real, it begins to align your emotions, right? Behaviors, identity, and your energetic frequency is in alignment. So I want you to understand that visualization is where you now realize that, listen, this is my reality. This is what I have. This is what I'm seeing. This is it for me, right? Rather than just saying it, you're now visualizing it. So it's not just saying it through the affirmation, but it's also fundamentally seeing it so that it becomes your reality, right? So the role of visualization in manifestation is very fundamental, because what happens is that your subconscious cannot differentiate between the imagined, experienced, and the real one. Your brain responds to imagery as if you're actually living it. Neural pathways, they fire the same way during visualization as well as physical experience. So you see, I'm going to use a word that is called delusional. A lot of times you'll hear people say that you've got to be delusional to be able to lock in your dreams. And it's not delusional, I'd say it's really visualization. Begin to see the things that your heart desires, right? Because emotion during visualization locks in new patterns. The subconscious adopts imagined experience as memories, right? It does. Have you ever really, I'm going to go with a dream. There are sometimes you've probably had a dream and it felt so real to you, right? It's like you were literally in that place, you were literally there, and you felt the entire effect of the experience, and you hold on to that memory. Now, I'm saying to you, you've got to visualize it. See yourself in that position. See yourself in that area. See yourself in that country. See your bank account with that amount of money. See yourself as healthy, energized, and renewed. See yourself with that six-figure business. See yourself as the boss lady or the boss man. I want you to understand that you've got to see it, right? Through visualization, because that helps you to tap into the emotions of the experience so that it taps into your subconscious mind, right? So we're going to be talking a lot in terms of, visualization, but I want you to understand that visualization programs the subconscious to expect the desire. You're in expectancy mood. This is where you create the emotional alignment, because when your eyes are closed and you're visualizing this, you're feeling what it feels like, and that triggers emotion. You're raising the frequency because you're in that moment. You're building your identity because you're in that moment. You're reducing doubt. There's no more doubt because this is what it is, and it's already done. So now you're rehearsing yourself towards success through visualization. All right? So I want you to understand how we're going to visualize. And we're going to do it with what we call the 5 sense method. Now, we've got senses, and we have to use them. So we're going to use the 5 sense visualization formula, with number 1 being our sight. What does the environment look like? What are the colors, the texture, the shapes, the lighting? Where are you? What is that environment looking like? Number 2, what sounds, what noises are you hearing in that scenery? All right. What are the voices that are there? The background sounds. What is the ambiance of the environment? What's the atmosphere like? Number 3, touch. How does the moment feel physically, you being in that environment? What's the temperature? What's the textures? What's the physical sensations that you're actually getting out of that moment? What are the scents in the room, right? Is it nature that you're in, a natural area? Or is it perfume, food, coffee? Depending on where you are, you want to connect that smell, right? And of course, if applicable, you can tap into taste in terms of the celebration that you're having. It could be drinks, it could be food, it could be just, tapping into that little fresh air that's there in the atmosphere. So your visualizations become magnetic when they feel real, right? Not perfect, but real. Meaning that you've got to tap into your inner self, see that thing, feel how it feels to have it, right? Or to become it, right? So building a future memory is where you're going to be really understanding that it's already done. It's the already done method. So this is where your subconscious is programmed through memory. So you're visualizing it so much, you're creating a future memory, right? By imagining the moment of manifestation because it's already happened. So when you're visualizing, you need to know where you are, what is happening, who are you with, what emotions are actually raging right now, and what proof have you got? Now that's a fundamental part. What proof have you got? Now, on my device that I've got right here, right, literally, I've got evidence of all the things that my vision board looks to be. Where did I get evidence from? I created it, right? So if it is that you're looking for your bank account to have a certain amount of figure, go make that. Go on Google, go find a screenshot, right? Crop out a name if necessary and get your name on it, right? Get a notification on your phone showing a huge deposit from wherever you want it. Get an email confirmation of a congratulations letter or an acceptance letter, depending on what it is that you're looking to achieve, right? Get some keys, some physical keys to your home, right? To your new home. The message is clear when you've got evidence, right? So you need to back up all that you're visualizing with some evidence, right? Because the goal is to experience the moment emotionally, not logically. So this technique rewires your emotional state. It rewires your identity and your expectation and your belief system. Because guess what? It's already done. That's mine. This is who I am. It's already done. So when your subconscious believes the future memory is real, it works to bridge the gap to get you closer to that era. And that's the goal, right? The already done method, believing, knowing that it's already done, gathering evidence that it's already done. So you're not just visualizing anymore. You're putting it into perspective by actually getting receipts to prove that it's already done, right? So constructing a powerful manifestation scene, when we're visualizing, we want to have a setting. We want to know where we are Are we at home? New office? Outdoors? In another country? Where are you? Right? You want to know the emotion of that area. What does the moment feel like? Is there relief? Is there gratitude? Is there excitement? Is there just joy, peace? What is the feeling that's going on right now with this scenery? Right? What are the symbols of desire? Right? What in the scene proves the manifestation happened? Your receipts, your documents, your messages, your physical items that are there to prove that it's already done. Right? Your identity alignment, because who are you in this scene? Are you the ideal individual that you desire to be? Are you confident, calm, successful, empowered? Who are you? Right? Your future self behavior. How are you standing? How are you speaking? How are you walking? How are you breathing? How are you dressed? So you're constructing that version of you through visualization and getting receipts to back up the evidence that it's already done. Right? So if you call it delusional, call it what you must, but it's necessary to get you on the mission to manifest. Right? So entering what we call a receptive state in visualization is also fundamental because preparation is key. Right? So when you're visualizing, it works best when the brain is in what we call theta or relaxed alpha. Now, this is the state that opens up your subconscious mind. Right? And in theta or your relaxed alpha state, this is normally just before sleeping. Right when you wake up, after meditation, it's normally that calm state. During slow breathing, in warm baths or showers, during slow walking or grounding, or when listening to just some calm beats. Your theta or relaxed alpha state is normally a calm state. Right? This is when you're winding down. Basically, you're at that relaxed era or stage. So there are three main steps that you want to focus on when you're visualizing. Step number one is all about relaxing the body, unclenching the jaw, so loosen up, releasing the shoulders, and breathing slowly. Step two is about having a calm mind. So counting your breaths, visualizing a calm color or a calm environment in general, right? Or if you're in bed, imagine just sinking into that bed, right? And just relaxing that body. Right? And then, of course, your step three is setting your intention for that visualization. Meaning your intention has to be clear. What is the purpose of this visualization? It could be I am entering my future reality now. Right? Once the mind is receptive, visualization becomes effortless and more effective. So start becoming that individual by living the experiences, right? As much as you can. Now, I'm going to be taking you through a guided visualization practice. So that is linked below. It is a guided audio visualization. Make sure you tap into that after this lesson. Now, these are key takeaways when it comes on to visualizing, some tips that can help you with the guided visualization that we're about to tap into. Emotion matters. So tap into your emotions, tap into your feelings. Repetition is effective to believe it's already done, right? Shift your patterns of thoughts through visualization. Activate all five senses for vivid imagery. Right? To reprogram your subconscious, you need to tap into repetition, you need consistency, and you need to shift your state of mind through your five senses, right? To maximize the potential of manifestation. So I want you really, as we're about to get into this guided practice, to understand that you manifest the life of your dreams through visualization and affirmation. We have to tap into that subconscious mind. Now, there's more that you can literally do, and we're going to be learning that as we go along. But fundamentally, let's get into the guided practice down below.